All right, welcome to the Jason Wojo podcast. My name is Jason Wojo. I'm a nine-figure advertiser, and I'm here with Maria Kreider. She is the founder of Spiritual Systems, a course creation and design firm for online coaches. Maria has a wealth of experience in helping coaches build out their product and offer suites. She's also a wife, mother of three boys, an entrepreneur, and a breast cancer survivor. Her mission is to assist coaches in creating ascension journeys and courses that will enable them to scale beyond one-on-one sessions and break free from the time for money trap. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So first question is you're trying to get people away from the one-on-one, because I do one-on-one coaching myself, and it's actually, and I want to get your play on this, is the biggest thing that we do with it is that I'm obviously one-on-one with them for like 4 weeks straight. And then I'm also trying to create new problems in their business by giving them, solutions, obviously. So like we have people who are lead gen, they're coaches, consultants, they're getting leads and whatnot. And I always look for ways to like upsell them, give them an appointment setter, give them a sales closer. So are you helping them get out of the one-on-one trap by having because you're obviously doing ascension journeys, you're mapping out their customer journey. So like, what do you think is the best upsells in place to have for someone who's doing one-on-one coaching to then obviously leave that more, or maybe hire a coach, or whatever the case may be?
So the majority of people I work with are business coaches, mindset coaches, that kind of deal. And a lot of that can be done in a group setting. So when we're building out your offers, people who are working on one-on-one, I'll ask, do you have a community? Do you have a group? Is there a place that all of your clients can come together and maybe mastermind? And 99% of the time, the answer is no. It's just me.
So
Okay,
you're using that group setting to kind of just have the coaching done for you, basically. You're just the face.
Yeah. Yeah. Because think about it. If you're working with, let's say all of your clients are six-figure entrepreneurs, they have their shit together. They know what they're doing. You're really just there to kind of guide them on that next level journey. A lot of that small work can be done amongst themselves.
Yeah. See, I have an agency program that I run, and we have one group coaching call a week, but whenever someone asks a question, someone else will answer it for them without me even being there. So you get 50 to 100 people in a Facebook group. You really don't have to bottleneck yourself, because people answer the questions for you because they went through the material.
They went through the material. They have the experience. Yeah. They've been there, done that. So then they can help the next person.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the power of community.
Yeah. So like the other thing too is like what we do is we have I have free events that I host, and a lot of people from my mastermind and just like in the lower ticket programs, they'll come and then I upsell them coaching. Then after the coaching, then they get on a 6-month, and then I sell them into the yearly mastermind. And then I'm also like, for example, I had a client yesterday who she's in, I don't know if you know what Go High Level is. Yeah. But basically, okay, cool. So Go High Level, she's in like one of those where they white label it and they don't let you own anything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, she's like, I don't know how to move it. Can you move it for me? I'm like, I created a problem because she's getting so many leads. And I was like, all right, like I'll do it for like $5,500. And she was down. So I was like, oh shit. So like little things like that we do, and then the appointment setters, and then the sales closers, and we help them with the sales script. We help them set up Go High Level with their CRM, like all that stuff. I like that more than the done for you agency that I run, because I'll be honest, dealing with clients is really tough, and they're very emotional people. Not calculated, most of them. That's like one of my biggest rules is like numbers don't lie, people do.
So why do you do it?
Why do I do what?
Light you up, don't do it.
Well, you mean like, why do I run the agency?
The done for you, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't run it. I replaced myself like probably a year ago. So I have 55 team members in there, and they run it. I have a sales team. It's like a fully built out company. So that's why I do the coaching now, because I'm trying to find I'm trying to keep my genius, as you can call it. It's just cool connecting with people on like a one-on-one level and just seeing how they transition, because my success rate with the coaching clients is like literally 100% right now. And I just launched it like maybe a couple months ago. I've never had anybody come in and not get an ROI. It's crazy.
But see, if you have the strategies, you have the skill set, and you implement it, there's no way to not get an ROI.
Yeah. But people buy that's why the whole free PDF crap and all that stuff that people push online, like no one's going to open it.
No.
Because it's free. So it's like there's no value in it.
Right.
Unless you're running like a lead opt-in to like a booked call with an email sequence, and maybe that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like an appointment setter or a VA go in and cold message. That will work. But yeah, like the
But
$9
drop your
PDFs and all
email.
that.
Yeah, no, but drop your email address and I'll send you something. Nobody's gonna open it. That
Yeah.
email is probably gonna go to spam. If it goes into their mailbox and they have like Gmail or something, it goes into like promotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
It's
one's opening it. And they didn't pay for it, so it's free. They don't care.
yeah.
So what I do for the people who want like free, like the lead magnet type deal, instead of sending something into their inbox, have the drop your email link redirect to a video page where they're seeing your face.
Well, yeah, like okay, so I do one where I have like a local marketing guide for local businesses for our agency, and then we send them to a VSL page where there's a video and then a calendar below it.
Mm-hmm.
So they can like watch it. It's like a 19-minute video that I did through Canva. And then they can watch that. And that, that works pretty well because once they watch that video, they're like convinced. They're like, oh shit, like they're
Yeah.
not just an ad agency.
Right. And it's not
Um,
just another email in my inbox.
yeah, yeah. Because a lot of people will do the free opt-in and whatnot, but they keep them on Facebook to do the lead form, but the lead form needs to redirect them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's way more efficient that way. Yeah, completely agree. Um, okay, so the other thing too is why do you only work with like mindset coaches? Like, do you also do
Um,
life coaches too, and like these business coaches? Like, why? Like, do you not like health coaches or?
oh no, they're all fine and dandy, but I like working with people who know what their zone of genius is, right? Like what their thing is
Yeah.
and want to stay in their lane.
Okay.
Fitness coaches, a lot of them are like, oh, I want to do it all. Like I can do everything
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
they get to the level where they have so much, so much business that they can no longer do it. And at that point, you're too overwhelmed. Like, I'm sorry, you don't have the time for me.
True.
I can't help you if you don't have the time for me.
Yeah. Well, that's like the wearing all the hats thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, fitness coaches, I'll be honest, they're like probably some of the worst people. Like they just sell like these cookie cutter meal plans and shit that you could just like go online and find on YouTube. Um, I don't know. It's just like the coaching space is cool, but I feel like, yeah, like when you stay in your own lane, you're way more centralized
Mm-hmm.
and your customer journey is easier. Your lifetime value is so much higher.
It's easier to delegate when you stay in your lane.
Yeah,
Do what you know how to do well, and everything else is somebody else's problem. Like hire a VA, hire an OBM, hire, I don't know, a CFO, fractional CFO.
So how big is your team?
I have 6.
6. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Damn. See, I wish I had a smaller team sometimes. I have a massive fucking team for no reason sometimes. I have all these people just like in there working, and I'm like, damn. But it's nuts. Like we have over 200 accounts, so we have like all these clients demanding stuff, website developer work, a website redesign, a ad account issue, whatever the case is. It's like, see, after running the agency for 4 to 5 years, I realized that it's not like the best business model to run. The coaching just makes so much more money, like profit wise. The agency is just something that pays for my personal bills and just like allows me to live. But the coaching is where I make a lot of my profit. So
The coaching space is wild.
yeah.
It's wild for lack of a better term because it's unregulated. It's largely unregulated. And there's a lot of um multi six figure digit coaches out there who allegedly make multi six figures. But then you're like, okay, well show me the numbers. Show me your proof.
And then they
They're
get defensive
they're
about it.
quantum leaping like getting download codes or whatever. I'm like, whatever, dude. This isn't a video game. Shut up. Sit down and shut up.
So like where do you think the coaching space is actually headed? Like with this recession that we're in, what do you think about all this?
Honestly, I think that we're a lot of the coaching spaces we're going back into like the physical realm. People are going to go back into wanting to coach in a physical space with people in the room with them.
So like hosting events and closing people in person and doing that.
Yeah.
Like live workshops in person. Like Grant
Live.
Cardone does that.
Yeah. Tony Robbins does, I mean, like on a fucking ginormous scale, but like
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that big.
Yeah.
And I think they're more powerful when they're small and intimate.
Well, yeah, because they feel like they're getting more one-on-one attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I've got a couple of friends who are putting together networking events and they're like doing things locally. And she's like, let me know if you hear of anything pop up or like where we could do something here. I live in Orlando. And I'm like, Orlando has like all of these hotels have conference rooms. Just pick one, book it, resell it. And there
Yeah.
you go. You have an event for a couple hundred people.
Yeah, the last event I had, it's so hard with like, I don't know, for some reason I have a massive problem with getting people to pay for an event. But then when I say it's free, I'll actually get a fuck ton of people to come. But when I say it's paid, I'll get 8 to 10, but when it's free, I get 50. It's kind of just weird.
In your local area?
Well, no, like I'll advertise and people come from all over. Like I had people come from Australia, Colombia, like it was pretty dope. And I think they're just so focused on paying for the travel that they don't want to pay for a ticket, which kind of makes 0 sense. But
It does make 0 sense.
because when I had an event,
selling the ticket as like all inclusive, except for airfare,
like including their travel,
hotel.
basically.
Yeah,
That's a good idea, actually. Shit.
the ticket can include the cost of the
I
event.
could probably do like a
and more.
997 for that then. But it depends on where they're flying from. What if they're flying from like fucking Cambodia?
Yeah, but
like
no, their flight is on them. Your airfare is
Oh,
on
okay.
you.
The hotel.
We'll cover the hotel in the event.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Because then I already have their card on file to where when we sell shit at the event, we could just charge their cards on auto. We don't have to like sell or pitch. We just have them raise their hand and be like, all right, like, do you want this? Like, we have your card in the back. Because it was so funny. I sold at my last event. We did like 31,000 or whatever. And like, I put up the slides and the freaking projector overheated before lunch. And I was like, because I was like, hey, like, does anybody here want to work with me more one-on-one closely? And people raise their hands. I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be a fucking kill. I'm gonna kill everybody here. So then I'm loading up the slides and the projector overheats before lunch. And I'm like, damn, this is my life. And I was like, okay, like if you raise your hand, I had my COO like in the back, and I was like, all right, if you raise your hand, like fucking group these people up, like grab them. So I had them all meet me in the back, and then we had to like pressure sell them in a little circle. And that was interesting. But I was gonna make a video of like, because usually with the conversion rate and the show rate, I should have did an extra like 20 than I did. So I'm gonna do a video like, oh, how an HDMI cord fucked me out of 20 grand. And like that'll be a good hook. God, I was like my face was so red. It was just so embarrassing, but whatever.
You should share that in like a video.
Yeah.
Like an Instagram reel or something.
Oh, hell yeah, yeah. And then wait, so do you run a mastermind with your current clients, or do you just do? Okay.
I don't know. I actually just put together a Facebook group and launched that in January for people who want to create their own courses or digital products, and like they want to do something but they don't know yet what to do.
Do you know who Jason Capital is?
The name rings a bell, but I can't put a face to it.
I would look at what he's doing because like that's like my main mentor. Jason runs the same thing that you run. So he basically helps course creators who are already course creators and people who don't have a course. So basically the way that he does it is if you don't know what to create, all right, buy my 997 course, figure out what you want to create. Here's a bunch of ideas. Here's how to do it. And then once you actually launch it, now you join Course Lords. And Course Lords is like, okay, now that you have this thing, how do you sell it? How do you use cold email? How do you do this? How do you actually like make money with it? Okay, you're making money with it. Now you join Kingdom. And Kingdom is basically like a mastermind where you take it from like where you're at to 6 figures a month or more. And then he takes a small percentage of the business. And he like literally crushes it. He's doing like over $1 million a month with it. And that's all he runs is messenger chat off an ad to a book call for a 997. And then if they want to get, well, it's a 997 through messenger, but if they book a call, it's $18,000 and they can pay weekly for a whole year. And then after that, then the mastermind's $126,000 over 3 years, which I'm in. And then he makes you just pay weekly for 3 years. So it's like, It's a good offer structure. And he's been in that space for years. So that's like, if you want to look at his funnel and all that, and like not funnel hack, but like look at what he's doing, I would definitely look at what Jason's doing because he's always killed it.
Yeah. So I don't have a course on how to build a course or a program on how to build a program. Um, that's always been like my I don't know, the USP, right? Like what's different? What's different about you? Well, I don't have a course to teach you how to create a course.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it for you.
So it's a completely done for you then.
Yeah. Yeah. Videos, presentations.
So
Slides, everything.
what's the price point? You don't have to say it, but you can just say like, is it at least 5 figures?
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. I like it. Now, are you, because then the things like, I feel like a good niche would be not single moms, but like busy moms. Like busy moms who want to create something because their husband's out working, making all this money, and they're just bored at home.
I no. I think you I don't think you know what a busy mom is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like some moms.
So I was a stay-at-home mom. I have a 5, 7, and 10-year-old. So for a little while, I was a stay-at-home mom, and there is not a non-busy moment. We're not bored. There's laundry, there's dishes, there's wiping butts, there's cleaning up puke, there's all the nasty shit that comes with raising kids and having
Not even when the kids got older and they started getting on the school bus.
No, so my kids this year is the first year that all of them are in school full day. And it's like fucking freedom. I mean, it feels I feels bad to say that, but like honestly, the first day I dropped my kids off at school, even the youngest, I was like, oh, he's gone. He didn't even turn around and say goodbye to me. He just like fucking went. And I was like, fine, screw you too. And I walked away. Fuck it.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna have kids. I don't think I will. I don't know. I just don't think I have the patience. It's tough.
If you're fulfilled, do you know who oh gosh, Alex Hormozy is?
Yeah.
He and Leia don't have kids. And he's like, if she got pregnant, tomorrow, fine. But like, we have no intention of having kids because we're fulfilled by what we do.
But did you actually enjoy having the kids though?
Yeah.
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 So,
I
but now
enjoyed
you're
the shit out of my
also
kids, but
fulfilled in your career too. So it makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
So you killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. So I had my kids first. That was all fun and dandy. And like I was slowly building my business on the back end. So I was kind of doing both. I was raising kids and trying to start this business. And then as my kids got older, the less time they needed of me, the more time I could put in my business. And now my kids come home from school and they see me, I'm in a meeting or I'm working, and they're like, okay. If they know who's on the screen with me, like who I'm meeting with, they'll pop in and say hi, and then they'll leave. They know mommy's working. But when mommy's done working, I'm mom.
Yeah, that's
They're
good.
not, my phone's not ringing off the hook. I'm not answering Slack or Voxer or anything like that. It's just, I'm a mom.
Yeah. Well, that's good boundaries because a lot of people don't have boundaries. Unfortunately, they don't. Okay. So just for some tactical stuff, okay? For people listening, because I want to give them some value. So if you're a new coach right now, let's say you're a business coach, and you have all these social platforms out there. What's the number one platform that you're actually focusing on right now with like your clients? Is it LinkedIn, TikTok? Like what's the main one?
I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm not on TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok profile.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like as far as like customer acquisition, like what are you making them focus on the most?
Whatever depending on who their audience is, that's the account you need to be on. If they're on LinkedIn, they're professionals and they're like, you're working with corporate people, then you want to be on LinkedIn. If they are entrepreneurs who are building a business, they're on LinkedIn and they're on Instagram. If they're product-based businesses, they're on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't even tell people to go there. Like, you want to go, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, they might
I'm
actually
so
be
far
banning
removed.
TikTok soon. Yeah. I mean, TikTok hasn't really got me a ton of customers. It's just like there for presence and just views and reach.
I don't
What
care
about
what.
like YouTube? Because I've done really well with YouTube because my niche is more narrower for people who want to run paid ads. Maybe not narrow, but there's like so much crap out there about ad agencies. So it's just like for me, YouTube qualifies a lot of people because if they watch my videos every single day, they're more willing to be a buyer than just watching small clips on Instagram. But I've always seen that worked.
The majority of the people I work with are not on YouTube. And it's not, I don't know. It's just not their space.
Yeah.
They're trying
And
to work
then
with entrepreneurs who are building and scaling businesses. They're not working with people who are trying to DIY it, watching YouTube tutorials.
yeah, true. That is a good point. Now, what about like for the clients that you have right now and even for your own business, like do you currently run ads for yourself?
I actually don't run any ads. I've never run ads.
Wow. That's awesome. So it's all just word of mouth.
It's all word of mouth. Yeah.
Damn. That's
So
dope.
what's funny was yesterday, about a week ago, somebody posted in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. I'm not looking to get pitched at, but I'm looking for somebody who can help me do this or whatever on Podia, one of the sites that hosts courses. And somebody goes like, "Oh, I'm happily available to help you." Like it sounds super desperate. The way they worded it was like super desperate. And I was like, I waited a few days. I responded yesterday, day before. And I was like, listen, I am not here to pitch you, but setting up Podia stuff is what I do. And if you want, to know more about it, Charles, I tagged somebody else. I was like, this person can vouch for me. And he's like, you absolutely need to book a call with her because like I have this ginormous course and like it's like that
Yeah.
was like huge testimony that he didn't have to do.
Yeah.
She's on my calendar for later for next week.
Well, the thing too is like when people ask about what marketing agency to pick or whatever, they always pick like the people who run the most ads in my space, at least. Every space is different. Um, and I know a lot of those guys, and it's kind of tough sometimes because a lot of them are a little bit bigger than me. Um, but that's why I use ads because I like to just undercut. Um, it just gives me a lot of reach. I obviously the numbers have to make sense. I'm not just running ads and it's not working. And there's like other systems right now I'm trying to put in place. And it's just like I'm always like testing. That's like my genius is looking at something and being like, how do I tweak this? How do I like I just like that shit so much. The optimization of automations, the backend systems, the nurtures, all that stuff is very intriguing to me. Um, I think that's what separates like a lot of six-figure entrepreneurs from 7 and 8 is like being able to take an idea and just doing the numbers and just scaling it, not overspending or thinking that something works more than something else, like being very analytical. And that's what I took a lot of pride in. So, and then, okay, last question for you to wrap this up is how did you even transition from being a mom to doing this? Because you were so busy. So how did you learn all of this?
Well, prior to having children, I was a third grade teacher. Well, third grade substitute teacher. I was placed in a classroom with kids who were my size. I'm
Oh,
5'2".
wow.
Yeah. So fresh out of college, I went for instructional design. So like designing courses and educational content. And the county at the time was not hiring for instructional designers. They needed warm bodies in classrooms.
Yeah.
And so I took it, poor broke kid. I mean, like I needed the job. So I took it and it was the worst experience of my life. Like the worst. Third graders are mean. Not that they're mean, but they're very honest.
Yeah.
And when you're their size, there's no clear boundary like this is an adult and then I'm a child. So I hated it and I quit. And I was like, I cannot do this. I need to go do something else.
Yeah.
And so I went and applied for one of the large corporations here, not to drop any names, but they hired me to be on their merchandising training team. So we created all of the training programs and the training material for the merchandising departments in the theme parks.
Okay. Awesome.
Um, when I was done with that, actually, I finished with that one because I had my second kid. So I was there for a while. So I had my first kid, went back to work, loved it. I mean, I love the people who I worked with. Um, but when I had my second child, the cost of daycare for two kids was not, I wasn't making enough to cover it. Like I was actually having to take money from my, husband's paycheck to pay for that. So I was like, yeah, we're done. This is not sustainable. So I stayed at home and I did that for 6 months or so. I was fucking losing my mind. I was losing my mind. I was like, I need to do something. Just this being a mom and like not having adults to talk to, not having anybody to have an intelligent conversation with or like be productive was driving me bonkers. So I started working locally and working with local entrepreneurs, local small businesses, and developing their training programs alone. And that was when I was like, light bulb moment. I figured it out. Like, I'm going to help people create programs, training materials, courses to help them work on a bigger scale. So they don't have
Yeah.
to work one on one. So they don't have to go do outdoor sales. Once you develop what you do as a sales coach, let's say you're a sales coach, you know how to make sales. If you can teach people what you know, you've now built a team of salesmen or salespeople who can go do the outside sales for you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And so having two kids, I started this one-on-one. And it's just kind of grown from there. And now that all of my kids are at school, I'm like, cool. I get to sit down and record podcasts all day and like
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
people.
No, it's dope. No, I'm honestly really happy for you. That's great.
Thanks.
Well, okay. So before we go, where can they follow you? And if you want to, pitch a link where they can find out more info about your program, you can do that now.
So I'm on Instagram at It's Maria Kreider. So ITSMARIACRIDER. And my website is spiritual.systems.
Is that just spiritual.systems.com or just
Nope.
spiritual.systems?
Dot
All right,
systems.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have that stuff in the bio. I appreciate you hopping on today. And yeah, thanks for being on the podcast. If you guys could leave a 5-star review, I'd appreciate it. And make sure you follow me as well on Instagram at the Jason Wojo. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Have a great day.